Beloved ones, I have watched humanity very closely. I have watched men and women not only in this lifetime, but through many lifetimes of observation, silence, and awareness. And I tell you, the greatest misunderstanding between man and woman is not about love, but about consciousness. People think love is enough. It is not. Love without awareness becomes confusion. Love without understanding becomes suffering. When I say this, I am not speaking from theory. I have lived in deep aloneness. I have observed myself as carefully as I have observed others. And from this observation, one thing becomes absolutely clear. Whenever a woman forgets herself in the name of love, pain is created. Love never asks you to disappear. Love never asks you to shrink. The moment you reduce yourself for a man, you have already betrayed love. Women have been conditioned for centuries to believe that devotion means sacrifice, that care means adjustment, that love means endurance. This is a dangerous lie. A woman who abandons her inner center, her clarity, her dignity, slowly loses her joy. She may still smile, but the smile becomes plastic. Inside there is frustration, resentment, and unspoken anger. And this poisons the relationship from the roots. I have seen women who are kind, intelligent, and sensitive become anxious and insecure simply because they made a man the center of their life. Remember this deeply. The moment another person becomes your center, you are no longer free. And without freedom, there is no love. There is only fear. Fear of loss, fear of being left, fear of being alone, and fear creates suffering, not intimacy. A woman should never forget her own being. She should never lose her silence, her individuality, her inner light. Love is a meeting of two complete beings, not a merging of two incomplete ones. When two wholes meet, there is celebration. When two half beings cling to each other, there is conflict. I'm not saying do not love. I'm saying love consciously. Stand rooted in yourself. Be so full that you do not need a man to complete you. Then love becomes a gift, not a demand. Then you share, not cling. Then you walk together, but you do not lean on each other like a crutch. A conscious woman does not chase love, and she does not beg for it. She allows love to happen. She remains centered, alert, and alive. And from that space, love becomes a meditation. It becomes growth. It becomes freedom. Remember, beloved ones, whenever love asks you to lose yourself, refuse. Love should help you discover yourself more deeply, not erase you. Only then does love become divine. Otherwise, it remains just another form of bondage. Beloved ones, the first unconscious act a woman commits in love is the desire to change the man she says she loves. I have watched this pattern endlessly. The woman falls in love with a man as he is, and the very next moment she begins to imagine how he should be. This contradiction is subtle but destructive. Love says, I accept you. The desire to change says, you are not enough. I am not against growth. I am against manipulation disguised as care. When a woman tries to improve a man, correct him, polish him, she unknowingly takes the role of a teacher or a mother. And remember this clearly. A man may respect a teacher, but he cannot love one. Love disappears the moment superiority enters. I have seen men slowly close their hearts, not because they do not care, but because they feel constantly judged. Every suggestion carries a hidden criticism. Every concern carries a silent complaint. Slowly, the man stops sharing his inner world. He nods, he agrees outwardly, but inwardly he withdraws. And when communication dies, love becomes a routine. A woman often believes she is helping. She says, I only want what is best for him. But who decides what is best? Love trusts existence. Love understands that each individual has his own rhythm, his own timing. When you interfere, you are saying you know better than life itself. This arrogance is unconscious, but it creates resistance. I tell you from my own observation, No one has ever changed because someone else wanted them to. Transformation happens only when it arises from within. Pressure never produces growth, only rebellion or obedience. And both are ugly. A rebellious man fights you. An obedient man loses his soul. If you truly love a man, allow him the dignity of being himself. His weaknesses are part of his humanity. His flaws are part of his journey. When you accept him totally, something miraculous happens. In that acceptance, he feels safe. And only in safety does a man begin to grow naturally. I have lived among people who tried to mold me, improve me, civilize me. I walked away, not because they were wrong, but because freedom is more important than approval. A conscious man will always choose freedom over love that demands change. Remember, beloved ones, love is not a project. A man is not a problem to be fixed. Love is an understanding, not a strategy. The moment you drop the urge to change him, you will see the man relax, open, and perhaps even transform on his own. And if he does not, then accept this truth as well. He was not meant for you. Love without acceptance is violence in a soft voice. Love with acceptance becomes a prayer. Choose wisely. Beloved ones, the second great mistake a woman makes in love is emotional dependency. I have seen this everywhere. A woman begins to feel that without the man she is empty, incomplete, lost. Slowly her happiness becomes dependent on his mood, his attention, his presence. This is not love. This is fear disguised as devotion. I speak from my own experience of aloneness. I have lived alone not as a punishment, but as a celebration. In aloneness, you meet yourself. In aloneness, you discover that your joy does not come from another, but from your own being. A woman who has not tasted her own aloneness will cling to a man like a drowning person clings to a floaty in object. And remember, when you cling, you also suffocate. When a woman makes a man her whole world, she unknowingly places a heavy burden on him. No human being can carry another's happiness forever. The man begins to feel responsible for her emotions. If she is sad, he feels guilty. If she is anxious, he feels trapped. Slowly, love turns into duty. And duty kills romance, mystery, and playfulness. Dependency creates fear. Fear of being left, fear of abandonment, fear of silence. And fear makes a woman control, question, doubt, and overthink. She may say, I love you, but underneath there is a constant trembling. This trembling poisons intimacy. Love needs trust. Dependency destroys trust. I am not saying that love does not involve closeness. I am saying closeness should come from fullness, not from emptiness. Two empty people cannot fill each other. They only exchange their wounds. But when two whole beings meet, love becomes a dance, not a struggle. A conscious woman enjoys being with a man, but she does not need him to survive emotionally. She has her own inner sky. She can sit alone in silence without feeling lonely. This inner strength is immensely attractive. A man feels relaxed around such a woman because she does not demand, she shares. I tell you something paradoxical. The more independent a woman is emotionally, the deeper a man can love her, because there is no pressure, there is no demand, there is only freedom, and freedom is the highest nourishment for love. Remember, beloved ones, never say to a man, you are my everything. Say instead, I am complete and I choose to walk with you. This small shift changes everything. One creates bondage, the other creates love. If a man leaves, a dependent woman is shattered. A conscious woman feels pain, but she is not destroyed. She remains rooted in herself. And from that rootedness, she heals faster, grows deeper, and loves wiser. Love is not about losing yourself in another. Love is about finding yourself more deeply through another. Anything else is not love. It is attachment. Beloved ones, another deep unconscious pattern in love is control, and closely connected to it is sacrifice. These two often walk together, silently destroying intimacy while pretending to protect it. I have observed that many women control not with power, but with emotions, with silence, with tears, with subtle guilt. And because it is subtle, it is more dangerous. Control always comes from fear. Fear of losing the man, fear of being ignored, fear of not being enough. A woman may say nothing, but her silence becomes heavy. She may cry, not to express pain, but to influence. She may withdraw love, warmth, or intimacy as punishment. This is not awareness, this is strategy. And love cannot survive strategy. I tell you, the moment you try to control another human being, you have already lost love. Control reduces the other into an object. Love sees the other as a mystery, not as something to be managed. A conscious woman allows a man his freedom, even when it is uncomfortable. Because she understands one thing clearly: without freedom, there is no truth. Along with control comes sacrifice. Women have been praised for centuries for sacrificing themselves. I say to you, this praise has done immense damage. Sacrifice creates bitterness. You give up your truth, your desires, your voice, and outwardly you say it is love. Inwardly, resentment grows. One day it will explode, or it will poison everything quietly. I have seen women who say yes when their whole being is screaming no. This is not love, this is self-betrayal. And remember, when you betray yourself, the other will also learn to betray you. If you do not respect your own truth, how can you expect a man to respect it? Truth may disturb a relationship, but lies will destroy it. A conscious woman speaks honestly, even if her voice shakes. She does not manipulate, she does not suppress, she does not perform goodness, she is authentic. And authenticity creates either real love or a clean separation. Both are healthy. I have lived my life refusing to sacrifice my truth for anyone. Many people left, many were offended, but those who stayed in truth. And only such relationships nourish the soul. Remember this deeply, beloved ones. Love is not about adjusting yourself into a smaller shape so that another can feel comfortable. Love is about expanding together. If a relationship demands that you disappear, it is not love. It is fear wearing a beautiful mask. Let the man be free, and be free yourself. Speak your truth without violence. Drop control, drop sacrifice. What remains will be real. And what falls away was never meant to stay. Freedom is the fragrance of love. Without it, love becomes a cage. Even if the cage is made of gold, beloved ones, the final and most painful mistake a woman makes in love is forgetting her self-respect and tolerating disrespect in the name of relationship. I have seen this again and again. A woman endures harsh words, indifference, neglect, even humiliation because she is afraid of being alone. She tells herself that love requires patience, that time will change him, that silence is wisdom. This silence is not wisdom, it is fear. Self-respect is not ego. Ego demands. Self-respect stands silently, firmly, like a mountain. A woman with self-respect does not shout, does not threaten, does not beg. She simply knows her worth. And when something violates that worth, she steps back without hatred, without drama, without revenge. I tell you from my own observation of life, the moment you tolerate disrespect, you teach the other how to treat you. Not consciously, but energetically. The man may not even be aware of it, but slowly he begins to take you for granted. Love cannot grow where respect is missing. Respect is the soil. Love is the flower. Never beg for love. Love that must be begged for has already died. When a woman pleads for attention, for time, for basic kindness, she is not asking for love. She is asking for crumbs. And crumbs poison the soul. It is better to be alone with dignity than together with humiliation. Many women confuse patience with self-betrayal. Patience has awareness. Self-betrayal has fear. A conscious woman can wait, but she does not tolerate patterns that crush her spirit. She does not justify cruelty with hope. Hope that ignores reality becomes self-deception. I have lived my life alone enough to know this truth deeply. Aloneness is far more peaceful than being in a relationship where you are invisible. When you respect yourself, existence responds. Either the man rises to meet your clarity or he falls away. Both outcomes are blessings. Remember, beloved ones, a mature man is attracted to a woman who knows when to stay and when to leave. He may desire beauty, but he respects strength. And strength does not come from control or aggression. It comes from inner clarity. If love disappears when you stand up for yourself, then it was never love. Real love does not fear boundaries. It honors them. A conscious woman does not threaten to leave. She leaves when her soul is no longer honored. Quietly, gracefully, without bitterness. Let this sink deep into your heart. You are not here to be tolerated. You are here to be respected, cherished, and met in truth. And if that does not happen, walk alone. Existence walks with those who walk in dignity. Love begins with self-respect. Without it, everything else is illusion.